Alright, big news for Indian cricket fans. India has officially punched their ticket to the semi-finals of the ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2026. They pulled it off after a thrilling win against the West Indies, beating them by 5 wickets in a crucial Super 8 match. That all went down on March 1st at the iconic Eden Gardens in Kolkata. This wasn't just any game, it was basically a virtual quarterfinal, winner takes all. And India rose to the occasion, successfully chasing down a challenging target of 196 runs with 4 balls to spare. That win officially locks them into the knockout stage. The man of the hour? Sanju Samson. He absolutely anchored India's chase with an exceptional, unbeaten knock of 97 runs off just 50 balls. What a performance. No surprise, he walked away with the Player of the Match award. Now, let's not forget the West Indies. Batting first, they put up a really competitive total 195 for 4. Thanks to some crucial contributions from Roston Chase and Jason Holder. Seriously, this was a high-stakes game for both sides. The winner was guaranteed a spot in the semis, so you can imagine the pressure. India's victory means we're now set for a mouth-watering semi-final clash against England, happening on March 5th in Mumbai. Mark your calendars. The Eden Gardens pitch, which is usually known for being a pretty balanced track, was the perfect stage for this thrilling Super 8 showdown. It really had something for everyone, with both pace and spin finding a bit of assistance. Initially, everyone thought it would be a great batting surface, but there was also talk it could offer something for the bowlers as the game went on and the pitch started to wear down. Now, traditionally, Eden Gardens is a ground where teams love to chase, and they often do it successfully. But here's the kicker. In this T20 World Cup, we've actually seen a trend of teams batting first and posting big scores going on to win. So, India's successful chase here? That makes it even more impressive and definitely something to talk about. What a dramatic finish. This game just perfectly showed us the unpredictable nature of T20 cricket and the absolute immense pressure that comes with a World Cup knockout match. You just can't make this stuff up. Alright, so the West Indies kicked off their innings with a fresh opening pair. Roston Chase and Shai Hope. Chase, who was actually making his T20I debut as an opener, took a little bit to get warmed up. But then he really put his foot down, smashing a couple of fours off Arshdeep Singh and even scooping Jasprit Bumrah for another boundary. Hope chipped in with a decent 32 runs, but then Varun Chakravarthi delivered the crucial breakthrough for India, rattling Hope's stumps right in the 9th over. The West Indies really showed off their batting depth, and even after a bit of a shaky patch in the middle, they managed to put up a strong 195 for 4 in their 20 overs. Rovman Powell and Jason Holder then came in and absolutely lit it up at the back end, putting together an incredible, unbeaten 76-run partnership from just 35 balls. Powell smacked 34 not out off just 19 deliveries, and Holder wasn't out either, finishing on 37 off 22 balls. Together, they ensured a truly formidable total. For India, Jasprit Bumrah was definitely their most effective bowler, grabbing 2 wickets for 36 runs, while Chakravarthi also got that crucial one. India's fielding though, well, that's another story. It really showed areas where they need to tighten things up. Reports are saying they've dropped a whopping 13 catches throughout the tournament, giving them a catching efficiency of just 71.1%, the lowest among all the Super 8 teams. Ouch. So, you can bet they'll be focusing heavily on fixing that part of their game as they gear up for the high-pressure semi-final clash against England. Now, the Eden Gardens surface, even though it's been known to favor teams batting first in this tournament, actually played out for a successful chase this time, really showing its dual nature. Alright, chasing 196, India's innings got off to a fiery start, with Sanju Samson immediately showing he meant business. He clobbered a 4 and 2 sixes off Akal Hossain in just the 3rd over, piling on 17 runs in that one alone. But despite that strong start, Hossain quickly hit back, sending Abhishek Sharma packing after he mistimed a pull shot. And then Ishan Kishan went down in pretty much the same way, falling to Jason Holder, which really started piling on the early pressure for India. But thankfully, Samson found a much-needed partner in India's T20 captain, Surya Kumar Yadav. The pair then steadily put together a crucial 58-run partnership, really stabilizing the innings and making sure India reached 98 for 2 at the halfway mark, needing exactly 98 runs from those final 10 overs. The West Indies bowlers, especially Shamar Joseph and Roston Chase, really cranked up the pressure in the middle overs. They gave away just 6 runs across 2 overs, briefly swinging the momentum their way. Joseph then managed to dismiss Surya Kumar Yadav, adding even more pressure. But then, Tilak Varma joined Samson and played a quick-fire knock, smashing 27 off just 15 balls. This really helped ease some of that mounting pressure before he was eventually dismissed in the 15th over. That partnership was absolutely crucial, setting the stage for Samson's heroic finish. It truly showed India's ability to keep that scoreboard ticking even under duress, and adapt to how the game was constantly twisting and turning. Ultimately, the strategic calls made during those middle overs, by both the batters and the bowlers, really played a massive role in shaping how the game eventually turned out. Alright, so India needed 92 runs off just 48 balls, which meant they had to score at a pretty tough 11.50 runs an over. That's when Sanju Samson's innings really became the game changer. He played it super smart, picking his moments, hitting those boundaries but not taking any crazy risks, basically snatching control right back from the West Indies. Samson built some crucial partnerships too, first with Hardik Pandya, and then later with Shivam Dube, really pushing India towards that target. As they got into the business end, with 50 needed off 30 deliveries, Samson and Pandya managed the chase perfectly. Hardik Pandya chipped in with a handy 17 off 14 balls before Jason Holder finally got him in the 19th over. But then Shivam Dube came in and smashed a crucial boundary off his very first ball. Suddenly, India needed just 7 runs from the last over. And Samson, who had already broken Virat Kohli's record for India's highest T20 World Cup chase score, wrapped things up in absolute style. He hammered a 6, then a 4, finishing the chase with 4 balls to spare, ending unbeaten on a magnificent 97 runs. This wasn't just a win for India, it really showed off Samson's cool head and his ability to deliver big time when the pressure was cranked up in what was basically a knockout game. His knock, packed with 12 fours and 4 sixes, was just phenomenal. A truly special effort that punched India's ticket to the semi-finals. Those match-winning shots really hammered home how crucial individual brilliance is when everything's on the line in cricket. Okay, so after a massive win against the West Indies, India has officially booked their spot in the semi-finals of the ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2026. They're now set to take on England in the second semi-final, which is happening on March 5, 2026, at the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai. This is shaping up to be a highly anticipated rematch, folks, bringing back memories of those epic clashes we've seen between these two cricketing giants before. Meanwhile, the first semi-final will see South Africa going up against New Zealand on March 4, 2026, at Eden Gardens in Kolkata. And the teams that win these two semi-final clashes will then move on to the tournament's grand finale, set for March 8, 2026, at the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad. This 2026 ICC Men's T20 World Cup, co-hosted by India and Sri Lanka, is a huge tournament, with 20 teams battling it out in 55 matches across 8 different venues. The tournament format kicked off with a group stage, then we had the Super 8s, and now we're in the knockout phase, which means 2 semi-finals and, of course, the big final. India's heading into these semi-finals looking really strong, showing some serious form and grit, especially after Sanju Samson's absolute masterclass in that virtual quarterfinal. That upcoming semi-final against England is definitely going to be another intense one, as India looks to keep their unbeaten run going and ultimately go for that T20 World Cup title. So, the stage is absolutely set for a thrilling conclusion to this tournament, with these top teams battling it out for ultimate glory right here in Indian stadiums. Honestly, the stakes just keep getting higher with every single match as we get closer and closer to the grand finale.